sometimes the Decentraland thing up in my bio, they change the URL on it. So every once in a while, it'll just take you to like their general. So I think it was taking me to the Christmas tree theme before. I reset um, coordinates for all my aliens here, but we're gonna see if we have this thing linked up in Decentraland. And we have a live going on Decentraland before we hit some theme music. Sometimes it freezes for me because I have things going on. And then for the trillions listening on Spaces here, I've got to get linked into Paris Shelton. Get her retweeted to open up the live video access that is what we do here in the Novoverse. Let's see that. Bam. Now it's up on the top. Of course, IM6 is back at it, listening once again. I thank you for listening. I want to run upstairs. Quick little look here. If you have not done so, over here in the Novoverse, if you look, the Voids have invaded. In the Novoverse, Decentraland 2369, the Voids are right there. I'm a DGen. They took over. And man, I don't know. So you have until the end of the year to have your Voids drop into the black hole. And that black hole event we did last week, you can check our prior tweets. You can check our prior. The screen's not up. Let's see if we can just refresh this. We'll get on with the show and maybe come back to that. And we had a prior show about it where you can hop in and send your Voids into the black hole and be a true DGen. And we saw some go in there, and the best place to do that is in the announcements in the I'm a Verse Discord, and in there you have where the address is where you send your Void. And a lot of us here send our Voids into it, and I'm going to send us right into
23
our intro music from I6 who's listening right now.
23 69.
Oh, here we go.
The Novoverse. Novoverse. We are in the Novoverse. Novoverse. We in the Novoverse. In the Novoverse. We in the Novoverse. In the Novoverse.
Oh man, come on, keep going,
in the
keep going.
Novoverse. Novoverse. NFTs in the Novoverse. The Novoverse. We are in the Novoverse. Novoverse. We are in the Novoverse.
Got too many things running. Come on, you can do it. Power through, power through. That is an IM6 production made for Decentraland 2369, which is the Novoverse. And we're going to kind of do a recap of what happened here in 2022. And one, I want to give a big shout out to who have my friends that have been on here majority of this year. One, Avery Piper, how are you doing, my friend? Back in the cozy confines of home, as I take it, right?
Yeah, finally back home. Super grateful for relatively smooth travel, and yeah, I miss the city, man. We all have a home. We all have a place where we got our bearings, and maybe a place where we still reside. And traveling is cool, but I think staying away from a place and then coming back is always, especially if you love the place that you left, is always really. It makes you think. It makes you think about where you are, where you're going, and just generally how I don't know how much you love your perspective on where you come from. So just tapping into my roots as of late, but doing great, Novo. Thanks for asking.
I get often inspired as well, like just being able to travel to, thankfully, these NFT conferences, these different engagements, and always coming home. You always have that time like when you're either flying back or you're trying to get back home, and you're just inspired. And even when you get back home, it's just, man, you feel like working and working harder, and it's exactly what we're gonna keep on doing and pressing through. And what do you know? Decentraland decided to work for me. And,
Let's go.
Let's go. Yeah.
if not, we always have Dr. Doge, which I'm going to bring Dr. Doge in here with the Neos in VR. And, Dr. Doge, again for you, recapping the year that you've been and the travels you've been, and, help me travel me into VR a couple weeks ago. Your thoughts heading into, the end of this year and of 2022.
Oh, definitely. Man, first off, like, thanks. Like, it's been a wild ride, hasn't it? Like, it's yeah, just from getting in to here now. Man, I'm excited. Like, I know we've done a lot of crazy, wild stuff here, throughout Novoverse, just throughout myself in general, throughout the Void Gang, like, everybody here. And I mean, I guess, people use the term, but man, I'm bullish for what's to come next. Like, I don't even want to say we've reached a peak yet. Like, you know what I mean? You just said it there. You just got in like a couple weeks ago, and like you're starting to get a taste of what it's like and what's capable, And then even in, like, as far as like I've been in here and the time that I've spent, man, it's something I'm learning new every single day. Like, and it's, yeah, I've enjoyed it, man. Definitely. Thanks for letting us ride along with this. Like, I'm here for it.
Well, we're all in this together, and even sneaking a peek into all of this was the educational process of teaching me of what to do, and then all of a sudden, which makes me very bullish on it, is even after the holiday season, the one thing that my son wanted to do was hop here in VR, and what he honestly did was he hopped into let me see where you're at. It's Gary's build. And one, before we even get to that, transition to a transition is, hold on, I gotta get a better screen here. Yeah, right here. All right.
Here it is.
This hoodie is like minty fresh, and it's like quality material. It's actually a little too warm right now for myself. I have a full business. I have the total Web3 business on, where right now I have the hoodie on, like business up top, and I'm wearing shorts below because I'm actually in my house. It's a nice warm house now. The temperature is actually warm, so the core of the house is nice and warm. But this hoodie just came in the mail right in time for Christmas, and it's Gary sent it to me from walletwearables.store. And on the back, I didn't even know about it. On the back, there's a QR code. And I wish I could turn around and show all you aliens, apes, and zombies out there. But I might dox myself because I can't really 360 with this filter on. But back to the transition of being bullish, and it'll go right into It's Gary, is my son popped on the VR headset, and I asked, hey, Crypto Novo's in the house. And the first thing that he got transported into was the Wallet Wearables store. And the second thing he said after, whoa, these are your friends? Because he didn't know I had friends and they didn't know they're actually was, this is cool. Those are 2 words. And I wanted to record that and mint it. But It's Gary, take it away. Wallet Wearables. You're in the store right now.
I am. I've had to do a couple of rebuilds on it, just with storage issues with the computer, whatever. But this is the newest version. We're over here. Just trying to display all the products, that I offer. And like you can see on the hoodie, you can either use a QR code to link to your website, your OpenSea profile, whatever you got going on, your Twitch channel, wherever you want to link to. And then we can add an image to the front, however you want to go. We can work it out, kind of design your own, or go with something that I've got more cookie cutter on the website. But it doesn't let you go to the cart unless you add a file. So you got to upload something. Otherwise,
you got to bring something to the table. You got to bring something to the table.
Yeah, exactly.
I love that. That's awesome. I like your display. I like the QRs on that. That's such there's so many so many ways to, I bet you know that you can take it, and like there's fun ways that you can put it in the metaverse and also in physical items. But it's really cool that you're making that super utility based. I think, you know, the classic hoodie in Web3 is such a staple, and just to make it customizable is that much cooler. So that's awesome, Gary.
I'm playing with dynamic QR codes right now too. So for instance, like void holders, you know, if you get an animation on Mixamo of your rig doing a little dance, we can link that to a QR code. So then now your hoodie could have your void dancing next to you when you're at, you know, the conference or the grocery store.
Very cool.
Nice.
I had that right here. I retweeted it. I gotta get the right screen up here. Dynamic QR code. You know, maybe right now I have a QR code on the back of my eye. It goes right to my link tree. But one of the first ones I got, and this is kind of a year in review for my good friend Green Giant. And Avery, remember Green Giant from back in the day? Well, that's what we screwed around with, was dynamic QR codes, and talk about like one of the first ins is you know, that particular one, which, man, I don't even know how old that one is. I'll see if it comes up as a minted one from Green Giant here. And here it is, Punk Revolution right here. And when he actually first minted it, when I first minted it from him, it didn't have I had a hidden earring in there, and you didn't see the hidden earring. So he minted it. Look at that, dude. Look at the date on that. That's ridiculous. Like back in the day, that was like some of the first dynamic NFTs that were actually going around. And he was one of the first ones that had that going around. Look at that born on date 2 years ago. Holy cow.
Nice.
So he was, you know, forging through with just making cool NFTs with that, and just practicing with layering things like really early back in the day. And, you know, this was a young lad, you know. So yeah, he created some of those types of layering and imagery, you know, very similar to, you know, having that, like walking down. Gary's thought on it to me, which I didn't even really think about, his like-minded genius ideas. I was like, hey, no, you know, you got a QR code on the back of that hoodie. I'm like, wait, I do? Because I actually like put it on, I tossed it on for the show. Wanted to support, wanted to rep it, you know. I love it, man. This is dope. And he goes, now, like when you're out at conferences, out at shows or whatever, you know, people see you rolling down the street, you can just be like, yeah, just, you know, just tag the back of your shirt, and then bada boom, or the hoodie, excuse me, bada boom, bada bing, you're ready, off and going. And he did it wisely, where the hoodie's not covering up the QR code. And he has his product placement on there as well, where, you know, it has, you know, it has wallet wearables .score on there as well, you know. So it's kudos to you.
Thank you. I'm trying to keep them clean and simple, but still, you know, a nice style to it, while adding the utility of being able to link out wherever you need to go.
I mean, it's dope. It's thick. It's comfortable. I mean, it's like fleece and laced. You know, I mean, you could tell you took your time. You picked it out. And thank you. Like, I don't often give my address outs to anyone unless it's like Artifact or like when I just get Adidas or you know, 456 Collection sent me some collectible toys, which should probably bring him back on the show and show off those collectible toys. And you know, I appreciate it. I didn't know what I was getting. I honestly thought I was going to get a holiday card. And I greatly appreciate it, and I rep it, and I love it, and I'll talk about it all the time.
It kind of is a card. Kind of.
That's right. It's the Jelly of the Month card. It's the gift that keeps on giving, you know. I mean, and what
wearable business card. How about that?
Wearable business card. Bingo. And with that, I'm going to pull up my Twitter analytics here and just kind of go through the year of what happened.
Nice.
And kind of dating back to, like, you know, almost to what we said with Green Giant 2 years ago, just trying to find historical stuff. So December of last year, which is this one, Cointelegraph, my number one follower. Look at that. Look who it was. That's crazy.
That's insane.
Dang,
Wow.
dude.
I can't see anything. That's a
Oh,
joke.
you can't see anything? Can you guys not see anything?
No, I'm
Yeah, I
joking.
can
It's
see
John
it.
Cena. It's John Cena. All right, never mind.
You
Never
guys see
mind.
it?
What is
No,
that
I guess-
background? It's blurred out. I can't see. It's like scribbled on the pit, but the background's coming through. I don't. Yeah.
I can see it. I can see it.
All right.
I'm messing with you. No, okay, it doesn't
Good,
matter.
Last year's Christmas present was from Crypto Novo, and it was Artifact shoes.
Oh yes.
Oh, see, yeah. they're making you sign in. Like it shows that I'm not signed in on.
Just roll with it. Just roll with it. Yeah. don't comply with the Twitter. So
What's up?
No way.
Those are the Punk shoes right there.
Wow.
sick.
That's
I don't know why
awesome.
the sign went out, but at least we got some of it.
It's
That's
crazy how
Crypto
accurate
Novo.
the
He's
colors
one
are.
of
You can
those
see.
guys. That's his Cryptoed Punk.
Yeah.
The masks, both of y'all's in the Chewbacca outfit. Like, can we appreciate like
That's
nice?
it's the way we roll. So we want to talk about Polish sediment in the space. That was a year ago.
Nice.
We have Cool Blue right there. I mean, we get to, we'll actually check the analytics. I had 13,000 new followers that month. And that was probably a pretty steep. All right, so
Wow.
heading into the first month of the year, 700 new followers. My top mentions with Josh Ong. He got a Avatar XYZ filter here, and his filter of Bored Ape that came into play. And
GM.
he was just being a Bored Ape, and he was just GMing in there. Top followers was the whalecartel.com at 2.5 million. My top tweet was thoughts on CryptoPunk. On this one getting on the offer of 1.2 million. All right, and now we can almost bring that back to my tweet today, which I just sent out a couple minutes ago. Is right here is look at that, 700 Ethereum at 800,000 for a current bid on a zombie. So that is where the current status of what happened between last year and this year around this time. Now we're fast forwarding to February, where I went into NFT LA, and I was a keynote speaker, not a keynote speaker, but a panelist speaker there. I had 846 new followers then. Spread Love and Kindly, 500,000 followers, decided to follow me, covering runway shows in Fashion Week at NFT Fashion Week. And my top media engagement from head to toe artifacts, Los Crypto Novo. That was my hashtag for that. So
Nice.
that was the drip I was sporting right there, all the way down to the shoes. And just like back to the artifact shoes, like those baby blue shoes, something just sticks out. Like
Yeah, right. Every month, it's just gonna be like the one photo you take of the shoes that month, and that's like the big hit. That's so true, Novo. Every time, I know we've mentioned it, you talk about how these shoes are a big hit, but I sometimes I forget or I don't get the context, but then you show it and it's like, oh damn, people really do care about this. It's nuts, man.
And that's like a big component of like there's a method behind my madness here. AP is like,
Yeah,
people
man.
like shoes. Like I want to get you and Fran on here and just have your own 15-minute shoe show. That's what we call it, the 15-minute shoe show. Just talk about what shoes went on this week. If you guys had any significant sales, like whatever the case may be. Here again, live in the Novoverse. If you need to hop in and up on that pinned tweet for tuning in, and that pinned tweet, you can check out what we're actually watching here. And we're going through the year in 2020. Crypto Novo, top tweets, top followers. Here's a top mention right here with, again, Artifact Studio with Carlos Sneak Geeks. And he's a sneaker dude as well. And he had an artifact that we cloned up for him with our Avatar X. This had almost 8,000 views. And he pushed the button. And he had wings pop up out of his artifact because his artifact actually had Murakami drip with wings on it. So, yeah, he hit a button here and bam, the wings pop up.
Wow.
We had
You
another
guys were early on this shit. That's amazing.
man.
That's amazing. You guys were really the first ones to do that. Like, that's nuts.
Look, speaking of this too, real quick, like I know everybody, I'm pretty sure here, like sneaker fans here. Speaking of Artifact and stuff as well, y'all might be familiar with SneakerCon. I'm not sure, maybe.
Oh
if
yeah,
y'all-
for sure.
Will, I guess the guy behind that. We're in Vega, the Yellow Jacket gang. Well, he's in the chat with us too as well. Like, and man, like there's a lot. Like I was mind blown just to, some of the stuff like knowledge and stuff like people in the sneaker side. I've not on that side of it too much delved in, but yeah,
Was
man,
that
just
is that held out like in
yeah.
LA or something or what?
think it's in New
It's
York.
all
It
over. Yeah, it's
depends.
been it
Yeah, it depends on
depends.
the
They have
year.
it all over. Yeah,
Or maybe it's
so
a bunch of times in
definitely.
the year. But yeah, I'll definitely.
Yep.
Yeah, that's so great. Let's catch up on that soon, Doge. I would love to hear about
Yep.
it.
Because I mean
Definitely. Yep.
that'd be perfect for your your show at the 2 and the 4 where the where these artifact shoes go and like question people, have you ever heard about artifact shoes, and like pull them off, catch the reaction, see what it's like. I mean, that's all part of the fun of it. Educate them and they can educate us on what they're looking at.
Yeah, it's a great idea, Novo. We'll make it happen.
That'd be fun, man. That'd be super fun because I'm telling you, the shoes get more than anything. Here's March of 2022, and out in LA. There again, top follower was Justine. She has 1.8 million followers. This was cloning top media was had almost over 9,000 impressions. Was putting my clone through the Clone X family thing there to see where my Clone X what would turn out of my Clone X. And then I was with one of my top mentions right here was with the founder, owner of Kaka Radio and Raka Radio as well. And they have a metaverse, have a huge metaverse team. And he actually got me in with, a round of Celebrity Line, which was coming up. I don't know, where is that at? Oh, right there. That was 2 months down the way. So then in April, what happened in April? It's Spaces. We did a Spaces with Linkstyle. I totally forgot about
Remember
that.
that one?
Wow.
That was a cool
man.
one.
Forever ago. Never felt so loud. So this was a tweet from NFT LA where I, met a couple people out there as a speaker. A good selfie in front of a marquee or in front of the step and repeat. Where am I? And then top mentions Aristotle. He's actually one of Cool Blues Squeezes, and he is a production manager for A World of Women. And just a special appreciation going down the list of people that inspired him. So hats off to him. I had 383 new followers then. Then going into May, so this is kind of a run over from in FTLA, met in with Radio Kaka, and then met French Montana, which was just cool because Radio Kaka had a birthday party out there at French Montana's house. This had 100,000 impressions right here. And we were able to just have a freaking birthday party that had 30,000 views. That's French Montana right there in the white hoodie. Maybe we got to get him some Freds from It's Gary.
Oh yeah.
They just wanted quote unquote influential people in there and around in the space. And it's weird because I ended up meeting him again backstage at NFT NYC, which we'll talk about. We'll loop back in there later. But this was him and I at the pool. I played it cool, calm, and collected. He came up to me. He's like, "Hey, man, we got to get a selfie. Like, what do you got? What do you got going on?" He didn't, he knew about me, didn't know that much totally about me. But this is the stuff that was happening. Like NFT artist here, face painting, tagging him, doing like face ink on French Montana at the party. Man, it was just some good, fun stuff, man. It was just, I'm very fortunate to be a part of it and very thankful to be a part of it. So thank you for that. And then I met a good gentleman out there, Fitty, Fity. He's definitely worth a follow, definitely worth a mention. He's in charge of a lot of communities, most notably the Apocalyptic Apes, which have the Ape Queens as well. He's a great community member. He runs a lot of live, vibrant spaces, and I actually met him at French Montana's house. He lived on the same street as him, knew French, recommended the same pool service as they use together. But there again, a person who like, oh, Hollywood Hills, this, that, other thing. He's just like a normal, hardworking dude, and he was very welcoming and inviting to me. So like, I have to give him nothing but the tassel hats off to that fine person, that fine individual. That was, cool meeting him. Then also French Montana, letting me able just to like pretty much walk right into his house. Fast forward to June. We're not fast forwarding, but that's just a month away from what happened here in where it was NFT NYC. There again, 779 new followers. I had Connie and Kana Salada, CEO and founder of Carnival Art DC, with 1.6 million followers follow me. My top media tweet had over 13,000 impressions. It was just pretty much me being on Radio City Music Hall's marquee stage. Man, that was crazy.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, it's nuts.
No, well,
yeah.
there's we could definitely chat about this another time too, but I'd love to hear your perspective on the kind of development and changes between each NFT event, like NFT NYC, NFT London, NFT LA.
Yep.
Like, would love to hear, like, because you've been to all of them pretty much, and I know your role has kind of, for lack of a better term, your role has kind of risen as like someone who's, you've always been obviously a leader in the space, but someone who's like now collaborating with them and working with them and all of that. So would love to hear, over time how things have changed. I know, it's a huge event. There's a lot of people who are like, why are these people speaking? Why aren't these people speaking? And like, I know NFT NYC has a lot of responsibility, but also just like the volume is insane. Like, this is the one NFT event in the city that's like the biggest one. So we'd love to hear your perspective at some point. If not now, then definitely another time. But we can dedicate a whole episode to it. Yeah,
because I think it's kind of important to like that people know and can gauge the temperature, and that's like one thing of like having the pulse on the system, on the event, on the whatever's happening is important. And that was actually one thing that was important to me. Getting into all this type of stuff is knowing what's going on and trying to be 2 steps ahead. And part of that is seeing what's happening IRL events. So the first round of it all really was NFT NYC 2021, where it was just out of that pandemic, where it was like freedom, like literally like come out of the house, get me away from whoever was.
I think that's when I met you IRL for the first time, Novo. It's like when we were I was online picking up tickets for a lot of our team. And I remember you really, really engaging with people online. You had like the merch ready. You had the stickers ready. You told people about your story, kind of like why you were dressed up, how you were. It was kind of a magical time, honestly. There were a lot of people there who didn't know what was going on and just like, like we're there to kind of explore. I mean, nobody knew what was going on at the end of the day. Like nobody really knows how the NFT world would develop. A lot of people had guesses, but just the fact that there were tons of people there and you were putting in a lot of work was really cool. I think a lot of those highlights that we see, Novo, maybe in that documentary with like Mark Cuban, I forget if that's from NFT NYC 2021, but definitely remember meeting you for the first time there and being like, oh shit, like he's a real person. He's not just virtual.
Those clips happened, and Hulu actually reached out to us when we were doing that, and it was actually spotty Wi-Fi and myself standing outside of a venue, and it was actually one of the only places I could not get into. I did not have a ticket. Eventually someone handed me back a wristband and or a ticket or whatever, and they're like, no, you didn't have one before, you can't just now, and we know who you are. It's not like you can go hide what's going on, you're pretty much a walking around for a better term, clown, and
no. I forgot the ticket, man. I found it in my pocket.
Exactly. So then I don't know, 10, 15 minutes later, spotty Wi-Fi comes outside. He goes, yo, it's just too dang loud in there. I think he said, I can't talk to anyone. The drinks are good. I just can't hold a conversation. The music was good, this and that, but it was just too loud. And we started noticing more and more people just hanging outside. And then all of a sudden, Spotty Wi-Fi's van rolled up, and he hires this like digital van, that just parks outside places and plays his music. And it's a billboard that runs his songs and his music videos. And it was perfect timing. And Spotty and people, and the thing of it is, then they recognized Spotty because he had the spotted hair. And then he was standing next to another CryptoPunk. So then the crowd started forming. Then all of a sudden, the party moved outside, and everyone was outside, and they opened the doors, and the music was perfectly loud outside, because inside it was blaring loud. So outside it was like, all right, yeah, this music's pretty good out here. So the party moved outside, and then all of a sudden Hulu's like, who are you guys? Like, what's going on? And they probably filmed like a good half an hour, 45 minutes of us, like, to the point I'm like, dude, we're gonna be so famous. We're gonna have our own documentary. Like, we're all fired up over it. They edited us in like 15 seconds after Mark Cuban saying, this is the future. This is this is that. So, that was the Pulse then. And I remember having FOMO because on Halloween was the Bored Ape Yacht Party, Bored Ape Yacht Club party.
Right.
And I actually flew out. I flew out on a midnight flight. Like, I couldn't make the Bored Ape Yacht Club party, but I flew out on a midnight flight to get there. And I was like total FOMO, like, oh, I'm missing the party of a lifetime. And like, nevertheless, the party of the lifetime actually lasted like a whole week. So the pulse of that was different because like it was like people wanting to get the F out. Dude, like the bull market was like in effect. So like you were like banking ETH. I remember just like not having to worry about like, oh, like it's just one ETH that can, that could just pay for a ridiculous amount of stuff. Sorry, I'm taking a picture of the environment. But I was very frugal with my money, but I was able to then I just realized I was able to get in there everywhere with my NFTs. I'm like, man, like I was able to walk to the front of the Atom Bomb Squad party. And I remember being with that, I met Cool Blue there. She's like, oh my gosh, it's actually you. It's actually Crypto Novo. And I'm like, you got to be on stage in a couple hours here. Like, do you want some water? Because she was enjoying herself rather a lot, And Steve Aoki came on stage. So then fast forward to the next one was NFT LA. And that was like the next big thing out in LA. But that was different because that was spread out. So everything was like out in the hills and like with these big glamorous parties where like it was more like people like, hey, come along, NFT Web3 people, and like party at my house because I'm X, Y, and Z, and like so like we would go to like these people's houses. Like one party was Trippy Labs, Jadu. They had a party and it was up in the hills, and we started driving up there, and it was like, oh wait, I gotta turn back. Like we were like 5 minutes up in the hills, like I gotta turn back and get gas. And I'm like, why? It's like, oh, it's like a 30-minute drive up in the hills. I'm like, all right, sure. So we drive in the hill 30 minutes. We go to this huge house, giant doors, giant black doors. I mean, they must have been like 20 to 40 feet tall. I mean, they're gigantic. And I open the doors, and Trippy's standing there ready to walk outside. And he has like a friend that's almost like a scribe that's next to him. And he, takes notes and helps out. And he double takes. Sometimes he's maybe micro doses, as the kids say, and, enjoys psychedelics possibly. I don't know any of this for a fact. And he just looks over, he goes, take a note, Crypto Novo, cool. And the door prize at this place was Snoop Dogg's blunt roller was there.
Oh shit!
And I don't partake, but like, just like, okay, that's like that's the door prize for these types of parties. And the view and everything else on this party was like top 10 gorgeous, like, like it's past the $1 million view because where it is in the Hollywood Hills or whatever they call it. But I was more interested in the fact that It was like a zero gravity pool, and I asked the owner there, I'm like, how many people just like walk into this pool? And he goes, actually, quite a few. I don't have it in there. He goes, actually, quite a few, because they look out into the sunset or into the Hollywood Hills or into the city, and they see, the horizon, and they walk, and they don't realize there's a pool there, because the pool looks like marble. And
Your one clap on the count of three. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Hey, thank you very much. I'm Crypto Novo. Stay positive and love life. Peace.
so that's the mic drop from NFT LA.
Nice.
So the crowd at NFT LA was like different. It was like the people that like, all right, man, NFT New York was awesome. Like, what are we gonna do? Let's hammer home some stuff. The parties were more spread out. They were larger. They were more like house parties. And then NFT NYC 2022 was more personally epic, because it was, being on stage at Radio City Music Hall. It was being around like the larger entities within not only the Web3 space, but the Web2 space as well. But what I saw there as a community was a lot of like shilling, people like struggling to get by, like people going there to think that they're going to sell 10,000 pieces instantly. And it was a little hard to see at a time, because like it was like, man, like where are the consumers in all of this? Everyone there was to speak. Everyone was there to put their best foot forward. Everyone was there to sell and educate. But it wasn't like the mass media was there being like, hey, look at this cool thing. Hey, the next awesome thing. Hey, all these CryptoPunk owners are here. Hey, check out this cool party. Hey, this, hey, that. So it was a good measurement tool of what was kind of happening within everything. So it
more
was
like an insular, a little bit less like, eyes in, and more about communication and connections that already existed, and knowledge that people already had, that was kind of circulating. It was less about kind of the front facing, the forward facing thing, and more about the connection. So that's really, really insightful. That's cool.
And it was that, and it was, and so like my part being an MC, my part being moderator, blah, blah, this was to help project. And like what I've always been trying to do is like get them the template, give them the news, mic drop. So then that's the headline. Oh, why is this person mic dropping? Because he's that freaking passionate about this industry, these people, the person who comes next, the friends on stage, the friends that we're broadcasting with, et cetera, et cetera. And with that, it was validating. Like that's Wingman. I don't know if there's a number after it. That's Jody, Wing Dude. That's Jody. That's the head guy for NFT NYC, CEO, producer, co-founder, et cetera, et cetera. And it's like validating, like going up there and him like thanking me and like, yo, this is awesome. Like you're helping bring the community. You're helping. And that's what I'm trying to do, is be that helpful person within the space to make a name, but then also have fun, and just like going in and just, a lot of the images and stuff I share publicly, for a reason. One, so I'm married. My wife can hunt down anyone she wants. She understands that I'm having fun with other people in the space, and they want to get cool pictures with Drip, and people who, this is that world of women, and this particular individual want to get a picture of someone who was finely dressed, and I don't know if that would be me or myself, but that is my CryptoPunk, what my son dresses me as. So like that is what's always fun in going out within that space. Forwarding up to July, so just mid-year, followers were at 400 a piece after speaking engagements. We streamed live a race CryptoPunks came into picture. They're actually not in the picture anymore. It just kind of shows what kind of happens in and out of the space. The Voids Degen, there it is, back in the Voids again. They're coming in with the avatars.xyz filter. If you need one of those, we have one of those right here at avatars AR or avatars.xyz. And, we're able, where am I at? Bring the Voids in and add these new filters into the Voids. And the next big highlight was 400 new followers in August. Media Treat was breaking past 5,000 followers. I'm at, or 15,000 followers, excuse me, where I'm at 16,000 followers now. And then a good old Pranksy sent a tweet out about me, which, got me some new likes, some new followers, some new love, where he saw a clown at a circus doing art. And he says, Spotty Crypto Nova.
That's so awesome.
Earlier this week. So it is product placement for me. And, it comes all the way down to the jeans that has on it, to the nice ripped arms that this actor has. I have sticks for arms. And it even has a clown nose. So, like, even to have someone to go out of their way to being like probably at a circus with family members, with group members, with whatever, just to be like, hey, I spotted Crypto Nova performing at the circus. Like, there again, like a validation piece, something I'm proud of.
Yeah, man, put in work for that. That's really cool to see. I remember Spotty Wi-Fi mentioning the attributes of punks that remind him of specific people. So it's not, like, there are other tassel hats out there, but when you think of a tassel hat, the first person you think of is Crypto Novo. When you think of an ape, there are not that many apes, but there are hundreds, right? Or tens, or I forget how many. I should know. But we think of G Money, as the main ape guy. And then when you think of someone with like spots, right? As a CryptoPunk, you think of Spotty Wi-Fi. So that's something that that I know you're continuing to build, and that's like a full-time job. Your identity is a full-time job, and having people identify or see you and be able to recognize you through your CryptoPunk is huge. So how many apes? 24 apes, excuse me. So that's a huge one. When you think of zombies, I particularly think of Eric, Art of the Blockchain. Snowfro.
All those zombies, you sold them to actually make a bigger and better house for himself, where he's maybe can live more comfortably today. And it goes right down there. Like, what is, and the thing with Beanie is remember when Beanie had the beanie, and that was the big thing about art. So that the personalities within the space.
Yep.
I want to see. Let's see if there's any. Let's see what the current. I'm interested that zombie sold.
yeah. Let's see. That's actually good timing.
It's what I'd actually do every morning on my.
Smart.
Every morning before I come in, look at the ones that just recently bought. That's a smooth one. The smile right there. I'd do a morning broadcast, and I'd talk about like CryptoPunks. And the reason I don't do it is it's for me, it's difficult to do OBS and link it in with streaming it in straight to TikTok. But here's my TikTok channel right here.
Nice.
And if you link back, I actually did all my CryptoPunk transactions.
I love those early ones, Novo. I just saw one of them the other day. That's the first time, and it's like the OG filter, the filter that wasn't quite as crisp as the one that you have now. I still love that one. Like, I honestly love that one just for like historical reasons. I feel like I would want something like that. But I love these videos, Nova. These are actually really, really cool. You're by yourself and you're talking about, like, you're really like you're being clear about your analysis about like what's going on or the latest news. It's kind of like a one-on-one with Novo that I think few people get to have nowadays. So that's really cool.
So maybe we link back into something like that in 2023 and just
definitely.
This honestly, it's just like a morning like broadcast. Did it, and then see. I used what I did is you can tell how I pretty much like rigged it in here with OBS, but I can just put on a VR headset and just hop in with Dr. Doge and It's Gary and just hop in for 15 minutes in the morning before whatever, heading out to work and seeing what's happening. 5, Trader. Chapter 4, CryptoPunk 998. Developer Punk.
Let's
Stringy
go.
hair, buck teeth, horn rimmed glasses, and a normal beard. As you can see, buck teeth only have 1 out of 78. This one is a hidden trait. You can't even see his buck teeth. Man, look how that. I was so ahead of the game. As you can see, with the punks I currently own, still have them in my archives. Not anymore. My hoodie, Asset 3706, and the first one I bought as well, 2080.
Man.
In CryptoPunks, you always get seller's remorse. This one, which was the next CryptoPunk, the vampire with 3D glasses.
How much were they selling for at that point?
But it's all part of the story.
How much were they selling for?
The punk you're seeing with this AR filter on
Bought those for 3.5 ETH.
Sold for like what? Sold it
CryptoPunk
for 30 or?
Those, I sold for a lot more than that.
Yeah.
A lot,
Dude,
yeah.
that's awesome.
Good answer. Yeah. Good.
Let's take a look.
Let's
And
see.
look at how awesome this buy was. So I got this one for I got this one for 350 bucks.
1.7 ETH. Wow.
Jesus.
Yeah. And May
I got this for
2020.
350 bucks. Oh my word. That one actually got transferred out in the mega deal, which I got a whole bunch
Oh,
of 5
cool.
from It's Dave, which I'm fine. But 995 I bought for 3.5 ETH. And sold that one for 70 ETH.
Novo, this is what I'd actually like to learn today. If you're comfortable talking about it, if not, all good.
Yeah.
When did you decide after you bought this punk that you loved, right? The one that you currently have.
Yeah.
When did you decide, like, all right, this is going to be my identity. Like, this is the thing, and I'm going to make content based off of this, and this is going to be someone that I speak to people as, and this is going to be, you know what I mean? Like, when did that happen? Was it very, very soon after you bought, or did it take a while because you were doing other jobs and, like, had other things and weren't used to being, like, how did you get comfortable with being anonymous? Because that's not something that, like, it's something you have to set up in your life. It's not something that you can just be right away. Like, there's things that you have to take care of. So, like, how did that happen?
So that transpired because of the 5 trades. So this CryptoPunk here, they're looking at it as a 5 trade. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And people overlook it because the black lipstick is a trade. And there's a hidden earring in there too. So before CryptoPunks, Larva Labs released what the new attribute classes on the 5 trades. Let me show you. Before they released the attribute classes on the 5 trades, I review all attribute classes. It was just CryptoPunks that you're seeing here. It says that the aliens, apes, and zombies, attributes by single attributes. But down at the bottom, this part was never there.
Oh,
So
the part
there-
that's showing all of the combined attributes, you're saying? All the hidden
Correct.
attributes, everything.
Attribute
Like, all of the metadata. All the metadata.
So then this one here, the 5 attributes, pardon me, I dove in here because I'm like, well, they're going to release information soon. And I couldn't afford a 6 trade because there wasn't any. Danny Seafried had the only 7 trade.
Yep.
You couldn't get 1 trade because those were too rare, too expensive. So I went with the 5 trades. And look at this one on the floor right here. I bought this one, actually. This is one I used to own. Crazy.
Which one? Oh, got it. That's another hidden
3364.
trait, or black lipstick is a hidden trait, like you said.
Because
So it's
black
kind of hidden.
lipstick, no one could see
Yeah.
that. So I saw that.
Yeah.
And I bought that. Let's see where my entry is. There's my entry. 11 Ethereum. So I was
Wow.
stretching. I bought that almost 2 years ago to the day.
Yep.
So that one got, I think, transferred out, I believe. That one got transferred to Dave in that other deal that I
When you
sold.
said transferred out, Nova, you're talking about like through another platform, or that's actually not possible?
Oh,
Yeah, how,
like
how did that work?
we had at this time we'd have handshake deals where we'd transfer crypto.
Got it. Makes sense. Makes sense. It's a little bit
So
more
by selling
manual.
to Dave, instead of buying it and selling it, I'm like, I'm gonna trade you this 5 trait and this VR for a Twin Flames.
Right.
Yeah. Back in the day, that kind of stuff.
Before they had platforms for that type of thing, but it's actually not still possible. I feel like with CryptoPunks, maybe it is, but I feel like you can only buy and sell on their platform.
But it all comes back to trust on that, you know.
Yep.
Right. Exactly. You don't want to be using. Yeah, I know, Novo. You're kind of like I'm this way too. I really don't like using other platforms.
So
kind
of
of
course
like
Dave's
OpenSea or CryptoPunks.
And here's a crazy thing with Dave is Dave. I'm trying to think if this is public knowledge. Yeah. Grew up in the same town where I live. So he's like, no way you. And I'm like, well, if you need to, you know where I live. I know where you live. So, all right. So back to your initial question. So I started buying these 5 traits. All right. So this was one. This was one right here. Oh yeah, here it is right here. The one that I bought. And then I think there's another 5 trait that I purchased as well. And, so I just wanted to buy that curve before that came in. So then when it came down to buying another 5 trait, this one was in the mix, and I bought it for and our family bought it for 5 Ethereum in May. And that's a time when my son picked it out. And that's when they were going to do the conversion in June to have that 5 trait CryptoPunk come. So I knew that was going to be the one because that was the one my son picked out. He picked it out because he thought she was the coolest, and I just rolled with it. And I'm like, let's just get an AR filter of this one. I like the color. That's what he actually said. And that's what we did. So that just turned into the one we made the filter from, and the one I particularly liked to look at.
Yeah, makes sense. That is the most colorful. That's basically the most colorful punk that exists.
Mm-hmm. Here's a funny thing with this one. So this one, 6522. I bought because I thought it looked like an alien, and the closest thing I'd ever come to an alien. So when I was getting interviewed by AJ Vaynerchuk about this one, I bought it from Von Mises, I think.
Yeah, big name.
Which was once owned
I think
by.
they still own. Don't they still own some of the most CryptoPunks? I feel like that's a top name still. No.
Yeah, he's in there. Yeah. Or used to be. He used to say he's kind of sold some of them off early. Bought it from Satman. Sorry, for $4,000, which is at the time. This was on Christmas 2020. I did some Christmas shopping.
Nice.
6.5 ETH. So ETH was $1,000 at the time, and then sold it. And then Pranksy bought it back. Pranksy used to own it. I think Pranksy used it during the day. Let's see. Pranksy owned it. Sold it on Mrs.
Yeah.
And Pranksy wanted to buy it back. Well, then I was doing some wallet diving, and Pranksy sold it to this wallet, which ended up being. Do you know? Have you ever seen this top hat before?
Yes, definitely. I forget the person's name.
That's Gary's V, ain't it? No. That's I was about to say him or
AJ's.
Yes.
It's AJ's top hat right there. So then he was talking to me, interviewing. I'm like, yeah, you've essentially bought a CryptoPunk I used to own because I had the closest thing that looked like an alien. It was rare because it had, it was an albino. Also, the VR's desirable, and then also purple hat.
Yep.
So
man, were you able to check
nuts, dude.
No, but did you check out the maybe I'm just asking all you guys too, but did you all check out the Yuga Labs interview of the Larva Labs guys? Happened very recently. It's on Spotify, but I would definitely recommend anybody who's listening as well. Definitely recommend that. I mean, to me, one thing that you always got to keep in mind is that they'll always have reverence for one another. I think that there's trickiness when it comes to like acquiring a whole collection. Like that's like a whole other topic. But there's there are ways that I think they speak about the collection, which isn't always fair. Like the Yuga Labs guys speaking about the Larva Labs guys, which is that like, you know, it was an inspiration for theirs, but it's not like the number one thing that like led to their collection. But like, I don't know. There's a bunch of subtleties that I try to like I pick up on in their conversations. But anyways, highly recommend that conversation because it gives some insight into kind of their perspectives on one another. And also just the fact that the Larva Labs guys, honestly, in my opinion, still like they are the most genius people in the world. Like they don't understand they still seem to like, they know their impact, but they don't quite understand their level of like nuance and the fact that they really created this perfect model collection. Like everything seemed to go right. So, anyways, just wanted to shout that out. Is like I still have so much respect and like I really would love to interview them at some point in my career, in my life, or just like work with them or anything. But like, you know, I'll always be most inspired by the Larva Labs guys. Other than, you know, I'm inspired by the Yuga Labs guys, but Larva Labs guys are like the pioneers. You know, they're like they figured it out way before anybody else did.
Oh man, they've been light years ahead.
Like autoglyphs too. I mean, you gotta like they understand. Like autoglyphs is the first, you know, generative artwork I think on the blockchain.
It
truly
is
generative.
Here's a story about that. Is first of all, Moneymaker, welcome. Yes, you are in the Novoverse. Then also Mad Hatter. We're actually gonna be talking about NFT. NYC, or excuse me, NFT. Where was I at last? NFT NYC 2022, and you know what was going on out there. Art Basel. We'll talk about Art Basel here in a minute. But wanted to loop back into. I just got confused. What were we exactly just talking about?
Larva Labs. That's what I was. But before that, you mean?
That whole the Larva Labs.
The punks. Yep. Punks. Yep. Larva Labs. Yep. Wallets
and having all those, just trying to stay 2 steps ahead. And the autoglyphs was something that John and Matt were like asking me to buy, and I have it actually in my DM.
Insane. Why were they asking you? Because they knew you liked punks and they were able to.
Correct. Like, hey, are you interested in? And I thought they were shilling it to me, and it was like at the time they were more expensive. They're still more expensive than punks. But there again, like punks were like, you know, I'm talking to like 1.5 to 2, like it was probably like 5 ETH for one of them. And I'm like, I'm not gonna really spend like, you know, like $3,000 on like art. Cause at the time I did not understand it. I did not like the art, but they tried to like, I don't want to say shill it to me, but strongly suggest I buy one of those. Man, if I
there's a fine line between shilling and strongly suggesting in this space. All right.
That's
and
crazy.
It's literally just a few words. Yeah.
I was a dang fool, and that's whatever you learn, you win some, you lose some,
you do.
Nobody knew, Novo. Nobody knew. Nobody. Not even them. They wanted to make it work, but like that's insane that they were DMing you to buy it. Like that's like that's not even something I would imagine them doing.
And then right after that,
so cool.
I I dived into NBA Top Shot. Like that was like the same week.
Yes. A lot of people's entry into NFTs. Yeah, totally. I was about to say a lot. Yep.
I thought I was going to be a millionaire.
Dr. Doge, I love your void right there.
You see, I'm getting them ready, bro. I'm getting them ready. Like you might notice the eyes, right? 1 second, hold on, not to do whatever. Let me zoom in, right?
Oh yeah.
This eyes aren't just whatever, right? Check this out. This eyes, give it a second. That's actually a moving galaxy that's inside of there. Watch this.
Wow, that's nuts.
Like, give it a sec. It's like a 4 different. There we go. Watch this. Hyperspeed. And now it's going to change in a few seconds. But yeah, right now it's hyperspeeding through space.
AP, this is why I got you in on the voids. I know you sent it into the black hole, but like, this is
I'm not yet, Novo. I'm going to send it.
He's getting ready yet. He's getting ready. Like, I've been waiting. I might that last day, but you see, like, I had to get him ready. I added the tats to him. You see, it's not normal. That's not a normal red, you know. And then like that, like the video, I was like, wait a minute. I got
that. When you sometimes hit the hibbity-dibbity, but those eyes, man, those are more than red.
Oh yeah, those are.
All right, so in September, we looped in with the humanoids, got them linked in with the AR filters. I had 364 new followers, and then just hitting up the DGen hour. That's kind of like when we started hitting it hard.
Yep.
Stream My Screen, we used that to get in and mint in there, and that was the first minting live screen right there. Man, that's crazy.
Nice. Dude, it's crazy.
So
Yeah,
that
like
was
you
fun.
said, how fast this space moves, man. Like in the span of just, yeah, that's wild.
September.
Just,
Yeah, that seems like forever ago.
yeah.
And then in October, we had the Novoverse party,
Yep.
where we had a total, just under media tweets just for one tweet alone. I think we had something like
nuts.
40,000 total. Tweet impressions, 191,000 tweet impressions. Not a lot of followers in October. That was the bear part of it. There again, I was just trying to hammer down and get into Decentraland for Trevor and try to get Trevor up in Decentraland, which you can run around in there now and see what Trevor has been going on. Yeah, Meta King is in there. Good to see you in DCL, my friend. And we have Coca-Cola ads in Decentraland.
Nice.
Just running downstairs in DCL here. Let me get a different screen in here.
Oh yeah, let's see it.
Trying to get myself into Trevor and the portal over there. Whoop, whoop, whoop. There's the Novoverse. Coca-Cola sign right outside.
Oh,
Perfect for holidays. I mean, what more iconic thing than just having Coca-Cola?
True. I drink so much Coca-Cola on
Yes.
vacation. Jeez.
I drink too much in general. So yeah, like
That's
I
what they
feel
want,
you,
man.
man. That's
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah,
So they made a digital twin of the Novoverse. I have the AR filter, which I brought to the Bears games. I bring it to different places so you can track, launch your own Web 2 digital twin. There's, different things in there that Trevor added to the experience, added to the fun within the Novoverse.
nice.
And then it's all, over to Mr. Dingy as well. You're just
I need to
talking
get
about
those updated and bring in here too sometime as well, because that's what I've been missing there for this digital twin. Like right here is, I guess, that little section because of
Bam,
the updated Trevor stuff.
get you linked
Yeah,
in with- we'll get you linked in with Trevor and
Nice.
get you linked back in with Bob and Trevor. Right here, the voids. You can hop in.
nice.
Link tree. Maybe we have to get that button uploaded here. Maybe that button's not loaded there, but we'll get that button. Oh, there it is. Oh, wait a second. It says Racing Punks. We'll have to maybe change that up here in a second here. But we have the Novoverse getting filled in. I mean, it's good to see that there are new things coming into it and new things also heading into November, which was the first time I was able to cross the pond and go to London, NFT London, where I was a speaker. And not only speaker, I had an emceeing gig on the 6th floor at NFT NYC the first day, which was great. I can get there the first day, hit it hard, have some fun. And here it again. One of the top tweets right here was with Wing Dude and with Quinn Button and with just good old fashioned friends from NFT NYC right outside the Queen Elizabeth Center. And it was right across from like the Abbey. I mean, or I don't know my general location of all those things, but man, to walk from where I was, which was the old Parliament building, pretty much like the Eye, that big Ferris wheel thing. I can open up my window and like it was like right there. And be able to walk 10 minutes over, forgive my ignorance, one of the most famous bridges in the world, linking in with just tons of crypto people. It was fun as heck, and people from all over were so welcoming and inviting. It's a melting pot over there, a very clean city. And so then with NFT London, the vibe was a little bit different, I would say. Forgot a little bit about these two events when I was telling it in the last story, but definitely 100% in my mind where, these were people in Europe that have faced hardship, and they faced, like when we're talking about our food and gas bills going up certain percent, I mean, they faced that and floods of refugees from, Ukraine. And a lot of people at NFT London were from the EU, and they came and they spent their hard-earned money to come here, and they've been trying to get their communities built. So they have NFT projects. So a lot of them were like pubs and bars and parties helping celebrate their NFT projects. So these were established people throwing parties, having fun, but then also trying to like get people engaged to what's next, trying to get that, that bull market going, pushing that bear away. So it was people there again, striving hard and, trying to find what is next in this Web3 space. But a lot of so was connecting and looping in with people, and people realized it wasn't like that conference wasn't about finding buyers or finding other people to buy your NFT projects. It's more of collaborating. How can I amplify myself? How can I get my name out there? As far as attendance was fine. I mean, there was sparse rooms of, things that I didn't really care about that were in there, but like, I don't want to toot my own horn, but like my hall is pretty full most of the time, but there again, you have like World of Women there. You have, you had like a CryptoPunks panel. You had Flower Girls NFT in there. List goes on and on. So, I mean, it was power packed, a lot of fun things, but also work for me as well. I mean, it's not like you just go there and just do nothing. And then December, 460 new followers.
Nice.
Had this pretty good engagement here on this tweet from some friends in the space that were just interviewing me. And let's see here. I guess this goes.
I'll reverse that. My average.
He was asking what was like the biggest. What was it? What was the biggest?
What's the most you've spent on an NFT?
Oh, the most I've spent.
I'll reverse that. My average buy-in on a CryptoPunk is about $200. So I got. Let them know. I bought a dozen of them. What's the most you've spent on?
You didn't have to flex, man. But that's a huge.
Yeah, that's awesome.
He shut the whole. He said,
Let me
"Hold
reverse
on."
that question
Yeah.
and just make up my own question and answer it. I love that.
Yeah.
That
Well,
was great,
I flipped it on him, and
Good
there again, that
job.
was my average buy-in for my first CryptoPunks. I've spent more on that. Edit it how you want, and it was good, and it's good being out there in front. So Art Basel, Miami is some call, was just like a party. And it wasn't about NFTs. It was about giving back to the community members that gave to you. And within that was, this epic footage of just getting on stage. And that's like part of giving back and part of like being a part of the gang with all this is, being able to.
You're too in love with all your crypto.
Two different songs here with on stage with Pussy Riot and just dancers having fun. And this was actually with Yuga and the Bertrand campus. It's getting art in museums.
Novo, as a member and delegate of the, Amaverse Baller Gang, I would have to say we're proud. Okay, there's a whole lot of balaclavas there. Okay, you're representing Baller Gang pretty well there. Just so you know.
They all right. So how this kind of like panned out is Nadia. She's in the back right there. She DM me throughout the week, like, hey, you just come on stage. When it's time, just come on stage. And like, I'm just not gonna walk on somebody's stage, Yeah. And I was over on the side, and I'll pull up their DAO in a second here after this fine dancing by Crypto Novo. And so my vision was very sparse, so that's why I tried to stay in one spot. I really could. I could see the balaclavas, and that was about it. Everyone else had the better view in all this. This is post footage, and this is just some friends down there. Dr. Crypto Novo right there. Laurel Masna, who's been on the show. Beskar X. Just helping the cause. And let me see if I can find
Give a shout outs to, I think it was Unicorn DAO, I believe. I gotta pull it up in the proper screen here. Unicorn DAO. Ooh, did that twice. I think it's Unicorn DAO Triple X, possibly. Nope, not there. Unicorn. If I spelled DAO properly, possibly. No, where are they? So anyhow, he was right there, and it's just like, yo, you just gotta get on stage. Like, no, that's not it. You just gotta get on stage like right now. And I just popped up there, and then off we went, and then that's what it was. And it was like a big love fest there. And then we went right over to Spotty Wi-Fi's, the other block party, which was another fun, fantastic adventure for sure. And then, World of Women. Oh, man. We talked about this. So you can look back on some of the other prior ones. But this is Beskar and Noah, Non-Fungible Noah. That's an Andy Warhol there in CryptoPunk 305. And it was just absolutely nuts, like being part of that. And in the Washington Post, I was quoted as saying 18 months ago, who would ever have thought a CryptoPunk would be hanging next to a Warhol? That's not the exact quote, but I'm paraphrasing my own quote. There we go. But like, yeah, we are here, and it is happening, and it is going. And who knows what's going to happen in 2023, but I know this thing is I know a lot of smart people that are making a lot of smart things, and I'm going to keep on just broadcasting content because it's easy to do and it's fun to do. And and continue doing it. So you aliens, apes, and zombies have anything to say or want to New Year's resolutions or thoughts or ideas, or you can go on a rant and recycle your year, whatever you guys want.
I'll go first. I think something that I've been thinking about is the whole idea of like the world. Like this is what I thought of on vacation. The world around us, like we basically have every tool that we need to be successful. Like I personally feel like most of the stuff that I have around me is free. Like all the stuff that I can use, the tools, they're all here in front of me, but it's my job to learn the tools, engage with them, and to use them to reflect who I am the best. And I think really 2023 for me is going to be about locking in, focusing on what things that I care about, but mostly, always having that line in my head saying like, dude, like everything that you want to learn, like something that I really want to get into, building code in Solidity, like actually writing smart contracts. That's something I've always had in my head that I've engaged with with it a little bit, but never fully dived into. But this year I'm really I'm all about going after things, little by little and learning small bits and putting them all together. And then you know the whole thing or know a lot of it. So anyways, that's what this year is going to be for me. Locking in, having the line in my head saying like, look, everything that I need is here already. Like, let me just engage with these things and learn the best I can. And it's also another huge thing, obviously, in 2023 is building this Novoverse brand with Novo and this team and doing cool things with this team. Because I feel like I said, like we have what we need. We have really smart people, and all that we need is to work with each other and to engage with the community and to plan things and to execute on them. So all the good stuff's there. So that's my rant, Novo.
Like, look, I would have never thought this time last year that we'd be like in the Novoverse streaming stuff, and their whole rant just went in live in the Novoverse talking about it, and we can mint that later on and hold you to your own words, and that's one thing that I'm happy to have you along for the ride with, is to have that follow through, because that's the biggest thing, is how we can follow
totally
through. Moneymaker is chiming in. My predictions for 2023 is Crypto Novo will invade the other side, Metaverse. Yes. Of course. I do have land. It's just a matter of time. But with that, it is all stepping stones. And there's a reason I got all of us voids. It's because I think we can build something. And I think if we have that IP
image of our voids. I'm gonna get my void up here as Doge's ties in VR in a VR, so we can get we can get these voids going, you know. And I don't even know what Holiday has next, but like his tech is usually pretty dope. So if it is something where it is an AR filter, if it is something where it's a VR filter, now like you're saying, AP, we have the tools to do it. We just got to piece it together and figure out how to do that. And I'm really interested in making like a loot box for projects to add to their roadmap and have that be the utility. Hey, here you guys are. And it could be something as simple as unlockable content. Here's your VR file. Here's your AR file. Here's your storefront within It's Scary. Look at It's Scary. Look at you pulled that up for my son.
It's everywhere, bro. It's everywhere.
And then he goes in and they toss a hoverboard down and my son's hovering around in It's Scary's land. Like within minutes. That's an OG sticker right there. That's like there's a
Ben had this. I think
there's only
I have a big wall of crap. Not crap, but like all the stuff of my life, and you're part of it, Novo. You're up there.
That one that's cut out is actually from my niece's house, and there's probably only like a couple dozen of those.
Yep.
This is untouched too. They have like little sticky stuff on the back, so it's still the sticker.
Look at that.
Like can be used.
So I am bullish. Like my son was flying around in here just like Gary's doing right over.
And he picked it up quick, dude. I got it like kudos. You must be teaching them right, because like I mean whether it's the younger generation, people coming in, like I've seen people in here been in here for like days and still not figure stuff out, but you like all this stuff just hopping in, jumping in. I'm like, wait a minute, hold on, I've got thousands of hours, man, and like a matter of minutes they're learning stuff quick, you know what I mean? Like
but no, the thing of it is you guys were in there teaching them, you know, very similar to like, hey, here's a restream link. Just can you put me in your guys' metaverse? And then now your guys' metaverse, your guys calling Novoverse, which you can call it whatever you want. But it's all of us that I'm excited about because we're just going to branch and bridge off of each other on every occasion. You know, I mean, within that saying, I mean, perfect product placement right here that you're seeing a Crypto Novo hoodie right here sent over from It's Gary. It's Gary's running around in his own metaverse, and that's Wallet Wearables Stories in his own store right now. He just got out of his I don't know if that's a Dot Viper behind you. Look at that, boom. Just wardrobe changed that quick. and that's what it was. It was like sending a link to them. I had Neo set up. It took me probably 30 minutes to figure out what cord to plug in because I had the wrong freaking cord. Okay. 30 minutes of it. 20 minutes of Dr. Doge sending me cool wearables so that I can put my Crypto Novo on. And then probably 10 minutes to teach my son. So then within the hour, I'm up and running. And maybe that's what I'm going to do on New Year's Eve is maybe I'll appear New Year's Eve strictly in VR and we'll just go off and hit up New Year's Eve during the day straight up in VR and just that's what we're doing. Because my goal this year was to get into VR again before winter break or while winter break happened. It happened the first day of winter break. I want to tinker around with it more, share the love some more, and get the love out to some more of these Wallet Wearables .store hoodies. I have a QR code on the back. It can link right to my link tree, but you can also have it linked to whatever you want. Maybe it turns into a dynamic AR filter that pops out of the back of your hoodie when you're walking down the street, and you can shake someone's hand digitally if you want to. I'm all in for all that cool stuff. So it's Gary. What about you? What are your thoughts on 2023 coming in here and 22? You can wrap that up as well.
I mean, it's just been, I got to say, I'm super grateful to even have the opportunity to come in and chat with all you guys. I'm still relatively new to the space, in the grand scheme of things. I got in about a year ago, just learning about Somnium Space and VR. That was what kind of drew me in. And it has been a wild ride. It feels like so long ago, like we all say, but I can't believe it. And now I've been a void for, it was about August, I think, that I picked up my red guy here. And the community is just so awesome. Being able to learn from everybody is absolutely incredible. you know, whether it's Doge or Captain Hulk or, you know, just everybody is so great. You have a question, you can have it answered usually in under an hour. Just mind blowing. And then, yeah, all the cool shit that we're doing together here, being able to build out different worlds. You know, we've all got a Novoverse. So, you know, especially once you're in VR, you know, we can hop into Doge's world. You'll have your own, I'm sure. You know, we can pop over into mine wherever we want to host each week. You know, there we are.
Wherever
And
we can all host each week. Like here's a live business idea. Like let's just like try to like pull in like Beardoverse. They have a metaverse. Why not just like establish a barber shop in It's Gary's world, establish a shop in Doge's world, establish a barber seat within Decentraland, and then when he has a song go on, when he has a live show go on, like maybe that's the trade-off. We get the content that plays in our digital platforms, our verses, whatever we want to call them, and he gets the same thing back where people may have never seen or heard of him, gets it playing reciprocated right back in his there. Because like right now, like Gary, I've seen how you've grown in this space as far as like actually building, and you're building. It reminds me of like The Sims back in the day, where like I would honestly get lost playing hours and hours of it, but like you're almost like rebuilding like your own like town in here, and you have their streets. So like, why not just like keep building it out like that, you know? And like,
yep.
you know, man.
And that's been kind of my thought is I want to be able to, I name this world the Wallet Wearables Experience because I want to be able to have, you know, different sets, kind of like all the skits that we were doing, you know, previously. I want to have all these environments in one spot. So eventually be able to publish the world. So then other users of Neos can just hop in here and, you know, now maybe they want to check out the Novoverse here. Or, you know, like I've got this little like classroom area.
I just thought of $1 million idea. We might have to mint this idea live action right now. This is $1 million idea. All right. Bear with me. Hopefully I don't dox myself doing this. If I do, it might be. All right. So thinking of Beardoverse right now, okay? As I'm talking, I'm trying to turn the hoodie around. Thinking of Beardoverse right now. And I don't know if there's such a thing. We made beard.
I was wondering what was going on.
What if we made a beard bag, and like your beard, like a hoodie, be like a backwards hoodie, but like your beard can just like go, like your beard go in your bag as like you had it. It wouldn't be like
bro.
Your head
All right.
warm, but to protect it from the elements. It's snowing. Maybe you're eating. You're having ribs. And you could put it there to cover beard a little bit, you know, not having a full grown hoodie. All right, Avery Pepper, AP, is that something viable? Like, is that something you could that a beard person would want?
If the beard is big enough,
digitally,
absolutely.
it doesn't cost much.
But I'm on board. We have to. Well, there's a lot of things going
Beard
on my head
bag.
right now. But one thing that we can do, a beard bag. But what if we do? What if we do it where it's like detachable? You know, it's like buttoned in.
Like
you can click it in and click it out. Yeah, we're on the same page. Yeah, let's beard bag.
And then maybe it stores like in your hoodie, like it clicks in on your hoodie. It gets stored in on your hoodie. So then, like, you know, it's like to go.
What if you can dress up your beard? I'm thinking now that you can like put
Hold up.
You know, you can put
like
elements
elf on the
onto your
shelf.
Beard. Yes. Yeah. But
we just got through
just like how Doge has the thing on his shoulder. It's like you have like something, I don't know.
When
like
Lambo on your shoulder, Lambo on your shoulder, you can have a beard bag.
Yeah,
beard
bag. Yes.
In real life, my beard is down to my chest, just so y'all know, to give you an idea.
Mine touches my chest too.
Yeah,
nice.
Like it's about right. Like my beard, like right is there, and like Gary's as well. Like
mine just touches the chest.
Yep, as beard bags would be perfect.
Look at that.
I'm going to disagree, though. I'm going to be the devil's advocate.
Okay. Let's go.
So my reasoning is we just got through a scenario of, you know, 2-ish years where a lot of people had to wear some shit on their face. And having to tuck that down around your beard was quite annoying. And I like the premise, you know, for eating purposes, you know, keeping it tucked up and out of the soup.
Yeah.
But as a fashion statement walking around, I don't
Not a form. You don't think about the form of expression really working. I would, if my beard was big enough, I could like, I could put stuff in it or on it. You guys remember that TV show? I forget what it was. Like code name Kids Next Door. It was like there was a pirate beard guy, and he had like candy in his beard and stuff.
Yep.
I don't know.
I'm not against
my beard's
weaving
not big
things
enough.
in.
Like put a
My
tuxedo,
beard's
like,
not big enough.
like a tuxedo on your beard, or like this.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. We'll figure
So like
it out.
most of the beard, it'd be like most of the beard is out and lovely and flamboyant, but like it's like an outer shell a little bit, like a vest almost to the beard. Like it looks preppy if you want it to look preppy, like it can have like a collared shirt or like the alligator on it, or it could look rugged if you wanted to have it like the Braun paper towel man.
Yep.
Give your
I'm gonna send
beard
y'all
your
some
own
pics
tie
here.
so it looks
Yes.
like
You can give your beard
it's
some
just
beard.
covering your tie anyway.
Yes. Funny story, like here, like the gas station, like right up the road, like I normally go to, and sometimes I get chicken wings and like they got the pizza, the Hunt's Brother pizzas and stuff, something quick. Well, there's the guy, and I think like they're, I don't know if you're familiar with like the Sheiks, right? Like the Indian stuff, like the Sheiks. Well, they'll several times now, like they'll ask, because really much I don't do nothing with my beard, besides like combing out whatever, trim it, but it's long, and like he's always asking me, they'll compliment, and they're like, my friend, when can we do? Let us do something, and I'm like, and because like they'll show me pictures like on his phone, they'll have family and stuff for like all their beards, and they're just like massive, and they've got the awesome mustaches that go off, right? And it's like, yeah, stuff like that. I mean, it would be awesome to have some kind of like, even going back to like you said, your box, like the loot box idea, something like that, just having different beard wearables, right? Or imagine like that beard, something like stuff. Yeah, that would be sick, dude.
Start
Yeah.
a new Etsy shop.
Memberships to different things. Yeah, like different stuff like that or something.
I think we should test it out digitally and see how it goes.
Yes.
And plot it for like the next big Christmas thing, like
Mm-hmm.
people would buy that and just make it the elf on the shelf for like your beard, and maybe turn your beard into the elf of the shelf type thing, like,
Advent calendar.
That would be yes.
turn your beard into an advent calendar is another great idea. AP, do you have ETH for that? You want to pull that?
Yeah, let me see if I do. I gotta check. My hardware wallet does. Like I'll make it happen.
If not, I'll buy it and own it. But I think that's something that I think you should have.
All right, I can make it happen.
Spend the extra and just buy like the 5-year. It's like whatever.
Yeah, no worries. Like, let me see if I have enough. I'll shoot you a DM.
We're looking to the future.
Look to the
Right,
future.
my business idea right there. It's scary. I mean, the hoodie, I love it, nice and warm. We can turn the hood around and turn it into what we were saying it before. I'm gonna hold off on that term because we might want to trademark that before we know it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And a Pepe, you got a Pepe in there. A Decentraland. A Decentraland.
Wow.
Man, I'm this happy as pie that I have. It's scary I have It's Scary here as all right. Deadpool.
Deadpool.
Love it.
Deadpool.
Streaming live with Dr. Doge is Pepe. Live business meeting in the Novoverse, and it's all working and coming together. I do have some things plotted and planned. I want to try to get more on a schedule going into 2023. I have been talking. I guess we could talk about this because I want to just maybe start hyping it up now a little bit.
Do it.
The Beardo NFTs. I just want to just see what they're doing because it intrigued me to see the fun stuff they're doing in the space. And then I've been hanging out with Freckle Trivia. I hung out with them in the DGen arcade when I was out down in Miami, and man, they have really fun trivia and stuff that goes live daily. They have a daily show, and they're not paying me to do this. I'm just doing this because it's fun. But it's just like one of those things where you can just pretty much win stuff. But I think the thing you're going to be able to win from then heading into next year is going to be pretty cool. But like right now, like things, you can win a Doritos pack if you wanted. You can win different NFTs, different airdrops that they have with NFTs. They had Funko Pops they had in there. And just a bunch of like cool NFTs that are coming into the space. So they're trying to onboard different NFT programs with, giving them away on trivia. Some of their new prizes coming up are going to get big. So if you could see, some of them that they have posted here for the winnables, for the collectibles, just growth coming from Ian. He is the host within that. And I don't know, it's something I'm going to try to look into, because if we can do some Web3 trivia and get that going, it might turn into something where you might just be able to collect NFTs for not that much, and that's what it's about: building a name, building a brand for yourself.
Hear that?
We're gonna wind it down here, unless you guys want to chat about anything else here in the Novoverse. I might
just excited. Yeah. That's
might
about
tune
it.
in on the 31st and just do a New Year's Eve party. I don't know really what's going on New Year's Eve. Maybe talk to
Yep.
Mr. India and just play live content. I don't know. I probably won't be doing much, so maybe I'll just get on VR and just play live content, because why not? So if anyone wants to do anything on New Year's, if you're a DJ and you want to DJ in VR, we'll do that. Maybe we'll see what Vega Genesis is doing, and just if he can just play 5 or 6 of his songs at a certain hour, we can do something like that. So
We got that
Heck
DJ
yeah.
table we can hop on too.
Yep. And
Get
I mean, yeah,
That's
that
just
we
running
got,
YouTube links. So
got a bunch of this stuff here as well. Like, we'll look up real quick, right fast. Somebody say New Year's.
let's see, Dr. Doge. Hold on a second. All right. Sending us off in style. Thank you, Dr. Doge, for everything. It's Gary. I appreciate it as well. AP, we see what we got going on. We have a lot of things that we can be doing in this space. We're going to end off the same way we started, and that's with my favorite song from I Am 6. This is Novoverse theme song, which you can find in YouTube.
69. 23.
Fireworks going on there. It's Gary. I think Novoverse in that time. Coca-Cola going here.
In the Novoverse. Novoverse.
Keep on.
We are in the Novoverse. Novoverse. We in the Novoverse. In the Novoverse. We in the Novoverse. In the Novoverse. It's lit in the Novoverse. In the Novoverse. NFTs in the Novoverse. Novoverse. We are
Coca-Cola's in the
Novoverse.
Novoverse.
You can't beat that. You can't beat that.
In the
Hope on
Novoverse.
Dingia.
Novoverse.
Party by Trevor. Got the Voids, brand new Voids right here. Come check it out. Killer stuff all right in there. Remember to make sure you hop into that Voids black hole. This is Crypto Novo. Stay positive and love life. Peace. You are in the know.